So I wanted to talk about the most recent GOP debate between Donald Trump, Marco Rubio, Ted Cruz, and John Kasich. So when it comes to who won, I honestly had a really difficult time deciding who was the winner. I'd probably say it's a draw between Ted Cruz and Donald Trump, but you can make the case for either one of them that they were the winner. And I won't do that. I won't parse that out, but I do want to get to some specific things about the debate that stood out to me. Now, first and foremost, I just have to say, when Donald Trump talks about money in politics, when he talks about how super PACs are corrupt and how all these Republican politicians are beholden to special interests, he shines. And that is a really, really strong portion of his appeal. I think that if he emphasized this enough, he could potentially get a lot more independent voters. Now, the problem is that he still has these extreme policies. So, for example, he defended killing civilians, again, ISIS families. You can't do this. I mean, there's a respectability threshold that you can't surpass if you want to be president. And he not only surpassed it, he ran past it. And saying that you want to kill civilians, commit war crimes, this is absolutely insane. So on one hand, he comes up with these great ideas about banning super PACs. I don't know if he said that specifically, but he implied that he would rein them in. And then on the other end, he'll say that he wants to kill civilians. He's both simultaneously brilliant, but also a nutcase at the same time. But I mean, all of these candidates are extreme. In many ways, Ted Cruz is more extreme than Donald Trump. He's basically a theocrat. Effectively, that's what he is. So I want to get to John Kasich. This is the so-called moderate. This is the one that everyone's holding out for because he's the one person who is not going to be a disaster if he wins. That's not true. He said last night that he wants to arm the Ukrainian rebels. Now, what he's basically doing is he's facilitating a proxy war between the US and Russia by doing that. That's inconceivable to me. Now, there's problems with other candidates as well. Hillary Clinton wants a Syrian no-fly zone, which could also be very problematic and escalate tensions with Russia, because if you institute a Syrian no-fly zone and Russia crosses that, what are you going to do? You're going to shoot down their plane? It's just so problematic. We have so many extremists and war hawks in this presidential race that if anyone but Bernie Sanders gets elected, it's going to be horrible for the country, and it's just scary. Now, I will commend Marco Rubio because he actually was reasonable. He mentioned the fact, when Donald Trump was going on his anti-Muslim tirade, that there are many Muslim vets who serve the country and are willing to die for the country, and they love America. So Donald Trump has got to move to a more reasonable, rational stance and be less divisive if he actually wants to be electorally viable at the national level. You've condemned so many communities. I think that you're a danger nationally. I mean, I could see why the Republican parties don't want to put you against Bernie Sanders or Hillary Clinton because you could get your ass beat. Now, let's be fair. Some of the polls do show that Donald Trump does win in head-to-head matchups against Hillary Clinton. Not really against Bernie Sanders, though. Bernie Sanders whoops his ass. Let's be fair here. Bernie Sanders destroys Trump, and he would destroy Trump. But again, his policies are so problematic. If you really want to become a better candidate, move towards emphasizing actual real policies like getting money out of politics and banning super PACs, and that's what you can do. But in the end, I have no idea who won. It's between Donald Trump and Ted Cruz, but I'm just going to call it a tie.